Last summer, I did Outward Bound for 23 days in Utah, where I was backpacking in the La Salle Mountains, whitewater rafting on the Colorado River, and backpacking again in the canyons. And I could stand here and tell you the numerous ways that Outward Bound has changed my life. I could tell you about the trials and tribulations I faced almost on a daily basis. I could tell you about the lessons I've learned on Outward Bound and the ways that it continues to shape my life today. I could tell you about how I slept under a starry sky almost every night, how I waded through quicksand and floated under a waterfall, how I ran a half marathon in the desert at 3 in the morning, how I climbed a mountain, how I had to dance continuously to prevent getting hypothermia in the rain, how I spent 36 hours alone on my solo. I could tell you all these things, but I'd be here for a really long time. So I'm just going to tell you one story about one of the most exhilarating moments on my trip. It was while we were whitewater rafting. It was really kind of more brown water rafting because of all the flash floods that were happening. So the clay was just getting into the water. And so the plan for the day was to attempt big drops. There were 3 of them, and these were class 4 and 5 rapids. And so we had gotten through the first, they all had really ominous names too. The first one was called the baseball diamond, and it had 4 rocks that were like strategically in the shape of a baseball diamond that we had to maneuver through. The second was Little Niagara, and the third was Satan's Gullet. So it was the second one that really gave us trouble. So we had gotten through the first one okay. Oh, right, there are pictures. Oh, this is me when I was backpacking, jumping at the top of a mountain. Oops. Okay. Sorry. Okay, so we had gotten through the first one okay. We were about to do the second one, so we park our raft off to the side and kind of walk around to scope it out, see what it looks like, and make a great game plan. So on the left side, we see what is called a hole. It's basically there's a hidden rock that you can't see from the front and water that is cycling underneath it like a big washing machine. And in the middle, there was a huge boulder called the Claw. More with the ominous names. And on the right side, there was another hole. And so our instructors had spent the better part of a day, explaining what happens if you fall into a hole. They were like, this is what you should do. You should cannonball yourself and pray that it'll spit you out. So that was great. I was terrified. I was absolutely petrified of falling out of the raft and into the hole. So our game plan was to, maneuver between the hole and the boulder and narrowly miss the hole on the right. And, obviously that is not what happened. Outward Bound was all about making a plan B and sticking with it. So what happened was our boat got sucked into the hole and it created a vacuum. And I was underwater for what I counted to be 8 seconds. And I was like, I think I'm dead. So finally we get out of the water and my instructor's saying, all forward, oh crap, all back, and we are heading straight for the rock. And so we hit the Claw head on and we kind of bounce off and kind of narrowly missed the other hole, which was good, but it was the biggest adrenaline rush of my life. And since that moment, that was one of the most frightening and challenging and ultimately very, very gratifying to get through moments of my Outward Bound experience. And during my time here at Carolina, it's my freshman year, but there have definitely been some claws along the path. And it's really been the determination that I had mentally and physically on Outward Bound that has helped me get through some of the same struggles here at Carolina. And so you feel like you get through this class 5 rapid and you can conquer anything else. So that is what my Outward Bound experience was like.